personne n'a cherché à t'en l'eau. Tout le monde! Get back from the Queen's Guard! Get back!
Not even a beautiful girl asking for a selfie will sway the steep. Real gaze of the Royal Guard? In fact, it's so frowned upon. Soldiers that break their composure are often fined up to $260 just for smiling. That's not to say it doesn't happen, though. Here, a couple of tourists managed to make this guard crack.
Entertaining for him, I hope. Yes, yes, yes! Oh my god, I can't believe you did it. You're awesome. I love you. I can't believe you did it.
Killers in disguise, the Queen's Royal Guard, may be more ceremonial than anything, but they're no laughing matter. These soldiers are highly trained combat assassins and have the authority to fire or injure if they feel the Queen is in danger. And while the SA-80 rifle that the guards hold is not generally loaded with live ammunition, there are aware rounds are provided. In times of heightened security, I'm pretty sure the point end of the muzzle still hurts. Even still.
Get back from the Queen's Guard!
Royal bloopers. The Queen's Royal Guard has famously stood guard at Britain's Buckingham Palace and other royal residences for centuries. These colorful and highly trained soldiers are an ever-present force, presenting extreme discipline and self-control despite the taunts and attempts by tourists to crack their steely resolve. But what happens when a royal guard comes face-to-face with people that disrespect the tradition? Do they have to sit there and or do they fight back? Let's find out. The ceremony we all know as the changing of the guards was first performed at the Palace of Whitehall until the monarchy moved to St. James Palace. Their watch would continue until Queen Victoria decided she needed a little more room and relocated the family to Buckingham Palace. Rather than just leave St. James Palace unguarded, a small detachment was left to guard the Queen's former residence. Today, that trend continues, with the Queen's Royal Guard responsible for keeping watch over several royal buildings. Throughout the UK, millions of tourists flock to the grounds of St. James and Buckingham Palace every year to watch the famous changing of the guard ceremony. In this precision practice drill, the previous ship hands over the duty of protection to the next ship, effectively changing from the old to new guard. Life of the Royal Guard. Despite their almost novelty appearance, members of the Royal Guard are not to be underestimated. Every member of the Royal Guard is an elite combat soldier, trained in deadly weapons and hand-to-hand combat. They are subjected to intense psychometric testing must satisfy specific physical criteria in order to be considered. One of those criteria is height. Just a few years ago, if you were under 6 foot 2 inches, there was no chance of you serving in this prestigious role. As of 2017, they've literally lowered the bar, allowing people who are at least 5'10" to be part of the guard. A royal guard must never leave his post, standing to attention at all times. That means if nature calls, hold it, you might even say. Having a big bladder is a prerequisite for signing up. This goes for fainting too. Those bear skin caps can get awfully hot, sweltering summer sun, and a fainting guard isn't all that uncommon. If a guard starts to feel themselves getting dizzy, seeing stars, they must remain at attention until they pass out. There's even a name for it. It's called fainting to attention, although we prefer falling with style.
One of the guy collapsed.
Do they speak despite their steely resolve? The Queen's guards will warn you if you are getting too close, or if you're disrespecting their traditions. They most commonly shout, "Make way for the Queen's guard," tourists who get too close.
Get on the fence!
Here you can see what happens when you try to be funny. Near the guards,
Get back from the Queen's Guard! Get back!
The Queen's Royal Guards.
or as they're commonly referred to, beefeaters. They're highly trained and primarily look after the Tower of London, notorious for never breaking character, as well as staying extremely still. Now, sometimes people act in ways to try to make them break character, or just act obnoxiously to try to bother them. Well, today, we're taking a look at what happens when people choose to mess with the Royal Guards. Trust us, these are crazy. So sit back, relax, and in this
enjoy.
first clip, this guy is walking alongside a
And
royal
decides
guard
to
to put his hand on the guard's shoulder. This is obviously disrespectful toward the guard, and he definitely shouldn't have done this. The guard immediately yells at him to step back. Check it out.
Get back from the Queen's Guard!
In this next clip, this tourist tries to take a picture with a royal guard, but it goes very wrong. He gets loudly yelled at as the guard cannot tolerate people near him. Take a look.
Get back! Get back!
In this next clip, this guy gets in the way of some guards, definitely something you should never do. The guards get angry and push him to the side.
Да, фонтан воды.
Він не працює.
Go out! Run away!
Make a light move. Walking down. It was funny.
So this clip is a short one, but watch what happens when this guy gets close to a guard. This was a big mistake.
Stand back!
This next clip is crazy this person is recording. The guards walk around and one of them gets very angry. The guard actually walks up to him and yells at him for apparently being in the way, although it didn't really appear that he was actually in the way. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Did he deserve to get yelled at, or was the guard kind of overreacting anyway? Let's get into the clip.
Wait! Wait!
In this next clip, some royal guards are walking toward a group of tourists who are in their way. The guards yell at them loudly to move out of the way. And fun fact, the guards will actually almost never move out of the way for someone.
Make way! Let's